Newport News police announced a new plan aimed at taking back the community. They're targeting neighborhoods they say have become violent hotspots.
Yeah, police tell us they've seen an increase in gun violence in those neighborhoods.
What if I told you that some of the world's biggest cities are secretly ruled by crime?
The new police chief in Tacoma is looking to focus on hotspots for crime. We pulled the crime stats this morning, and here are the hotspots indicated.
From the bloody gang wars of Chicago to the drug-infested favelas of Rio.
New technology that would reveal the state's crime hotspots could soon be introduced in New South Wales.
Crime hotspots don't just appear, they're created. Corrupt police, ruthless cartels, and forgotten neighborhoods turn cities into battlegrounds. But how do these crime networks grow? And why can't governments stop them? Stay with us as we expose the dark truth behind crime hotspots. Because once you see this, you'll never look at these cities the same way again. Chicago gangs. In 1920s, Chicago was a booming city. But behind the tall buildings, something dark was rising: gang wars. The streets of South Side were ruled by Al Capone, a gangster who made millions from illegal alcohol. His gang, the Chicago Outfit, controlled the city with violence. Then came 1929. The Street Valentine's Day Massacre. 7 men were shot dead in a garage. Fear spread across Chicago. But even after Capone was jailed in 1931, crime didn't stop. By the 1980s, new gangs took over. Black Disciples, Latin Kings, and many more. Drugs flooded the streets. Murders became common. In 2016, Chicago saw its deadliest year in decades, minus 762 murders. Gangs fought over drugs, money, and power. Even today, Englewood, Austin, and Garfield Park remain dangerous. Chicago's crime story is a warning. Once a city falls into crime, it's hard to rise again. Rio crime. In the 1980s, Rio de Janeiro's favelas became crime hotspots. Drug lords like Pablo Escobar's allies used these slums for trafficking. The police had little control, and gang wars turned the streets into battlegrounds. By the 1990s, groups like Comando Vermelho ruled. Their power was so strong that even the government struggled to stop them. Shootouts between gangs and police became daily news. Innocent people got caught in the crossfire. In 2008, Rio launched pacifying police units, UPP, to reduce crime. Some areas improved, but corruption weakened the effort. By 2017, Rio faced a crisis: over 6,700 murders in a year. Today, favelas like Rocinha and Cidade de Deus remain risky. Tourists see Rio's beaches, but just miles away, crime still rules the night. Joburg crime. In the 1990s, Johannesburg, or Joburg, became a crime hub. After apartheid ended in 1994, economic struggles led to a rise in robberies and gang violence. People moved to cities for jobs, but poverty created crime. By the 2000s, areas like Hillbrow and Soweto became dangerous. Carjackings, burglaries, and kidnappings increased. Gangs used abandoned buildings as hideouts. Police corruption made things worse. In 2018, Joburg was named one of the most dangerous cities in the world. Murders, drug trafficking, and armed robberies kept rising. Despite police efforts, criminals stayed ahead. Today, CBD, Alexandra, and Tembisa remain hotspots. Johannesburg's dream of being Africa's richest city is shadowed by its crime crisis. London gangs. In the 2000s, London saw a rise in knife crime. Youth gangs like Peckham Boys and Tottenham Mandem fought over drugs and power. The streets became deadly, with teenagers carrying weapons for protection. By 2008, stabbings increased. Police struggled to control gang wars in areas like Brixton, Hackney, and Tottenham. Social media made rivalries worse, fueling violence through threats and videos. In 2019, London recorded 149 murders, most from knife attacks. Government efforts like Operation Trident tried to stop gang crime, but problems remained. Even today, London's crime hotspots are growing. Gangs recruit young boys, and revenge killings keep the streets dangerous. La crime. In the 1980s, Los Angeles became a war zone for gangs. Groups like Crips, Bloods, and MS-13 ruled South Central. Drug trade, especially crack cocaine, turned streets violent. By 1992, crime peaked after the Rodney King riots. Chaos spread, and neighborhoods like Compton, Watts, and South LA became crime hotspots. Police used Operation Hammer to fight gangs, but brutality worsened tensions. In 2006, LA reported over 480 murders, mostly gang-related. Efforts like gang injunctions helped, but problems continued. Today, LA's crime is lower but still dangerous. Areas like Skid Row show the deep struggle of drugs, poverty, and violence. Mexico gangs. In the 2000s, Mexico City became a battleground for drug cartels. Groups like Sinaloa Cartel and Los Zetas fought for control. Kidnappings, assassinations, and drug trafficking ruled the streets. By 2010, cartel violence peaked. Areas like Tepito and Iztapalapa became crime hubs. Corrupt police made things worse, and civilians lived in fear. In 2019, Mexico City recorded 1,600 murders, many linked to organized crime. Even high-profile politicians and journalists weren't safe. Today, despite government efforts, cartels still control parts of the city. Violence continues, proving that once crime takes hold, it's hard to stop. Mumbai Mafia. In the 1980s, Mumbai's underworld grew powerful. Dawood Ibrahim, leader of the D Company, controlled smuggling, extortion, and contract killings. His gang ruled the streets, making Mumbai India's crime capital. By 1993, everything changed. The Mumbai bomb blasts, planned by Dawood's gang, killed 257 people. The government cracked down, but crime didn't stop. In the 2000s, gang wars between Chhota Region and Dawood's men turned Mumbai's slums into battlegrounds. Police launched encounter killings, taking down many gangsters. Today, Mumbai's crime rate is lower, but areas like Dharavi and Dongri still have underworld ties. The mafia may be hidden, but its influence remains. Katrina crime. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans. Over 1,800 people died, and the city was left in chaos. With police overwhelmed, looting and violent crime spread fast. By 2006, New Orleans became the murder capital of the U.S., with 162 murders per 100,000 people. Gangs like the 39ers took over abandoned neighborhoods. Drug trafficking and armed robberies surged. In 2010, efforts to rebuild helped reduce crime, but corruption and poverty kept violence alive. Areas like Central City and 7th Ward remained dangerous. Today, crime in New Orleans is still a challenge. The scars of Katrina never fully healed, and some parts of the city remain lawless. Cape gangs. In the 1990s, Cape Town's crime exploded. Gangs like the Americans and the Hard Livings controlled the streets. Drugs, especially tick, methamphetamine, fueled violence in townships. By 2018, Cape Town had 66 murders per 100,000 people, one of the highest in the world. Areas like Mitchell's Plain, Manenberg, and Nyanga became war zones. The government launched Operation Thunder in 2019, sending the army to stop gangs. But corruption and unemployment kept crime alive. Today, Cape Town's gang wars continue. Despite police efforts, criminals still rule many parts of the city, making some areas too dangerous to enter. Philly crime. In the 1980s, Philadelphia's crime rate soared. Drug epidemics, especially crack cocaine, fueled gang violence. Areas like Kensington and North Philly became drug hubs, with open-air markets for heroin and fentanyl. By 2007, Philly earned the nickname Philadelphia after recording 391 murders in a year. Gun violence became common, with gangs fighting over territory. the police struggled to control the rising crime. In 2019, the opioid crisis worsened. Kensington turned into the largest open-air drug market in the U.S. Homelessness, addiction, and violent crime turned the area into a no-go zone. By 2021, Philadelphia hit a record 562 homicides, making it one of the deadliest cities in America. Despite community efforts, shootings and carjackings remained high. Today, crime still grips parts of Philly. While downtown thrives, areas like Southwest Philly and Strawberry Mansion remain dangerous. The city fights to recover, but gun violence and drugs keep its streets on edge. You've just seen how crime takes over entire cities, but this is only the beginning. The shocking truth is that criminal networks don't just survive, they thrive, controlling governments, economies, and even our daily lives. And if you think this is terrifying, wait until you see our next video. How criminal networks control entire cities. Shocking truth. It will change the way you see the world forever. Subscribe now and turn on notifications, because the truth is out there, and you don't want to miss what's coming next.